how to use the Meal Garden app. The Meal Garden app gives you access to not only diabetes reversing recipes, but also a whole 4-week meal plan to help you get the best results if your goal is to lose weight or get your blood sugars under control, okay, and come off medications. These recipes are all low in fat and rich in taste. So if you got here by a link or an email, it's going to look the same. You're going to get to a subscriptions page that looks just like this, and simply hit the subscribe button right here on the bottom. Now you would enter the email. This account already exists, but if you have not created an account, it will take you straight into the program. Here, since the account exists, I have to enter my email, and I hit login. All right, so yeah, it says I already have access to Diabetes 180 because yeah, I do. But this is where you're gonna end up in this screen right here. So first thing you're gonna see is the meal plans. Next section is a recipe collection, if you want to just go straight to the recipes. And then these are some great resources. There's a lot you can do on Meal Garden. I'm only going to go through the basics to try to keep this video short. And we're not going to go through everything. But you'll get to explore on your own once you get access to the Meal Garden. So the resources are really nice. You have some articles here that you can read. This is 3 expert tips on how to cook without oil. Traffic light system to help you grade which foods should be in your diet day to day. Ultimate package food guide, so you can know what kind of condiments, packaged foods that are safe and diabetes friendly. This is a tutorial that's similar to the tutorial we're making today, but the one I'm making right now is a little more detailed. And then you have some prep instructions so that go along with the weeks of your meal plan. Okay, so there's week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. All right, and if we scroll down to back to the top, you'll see the meal plans that have been set up for you. Week 1, 3 a day means you have 3 meals a day. Week 2, 3 a day means you have 3 meals a day. The week 3 and 4 have 2 meals and a light supper or snack. This is ideal for those who want to practice intermittent fasting. So usually you're only eating 1 or 2 meals in a fast. So the last 2 weeks of the month are to practice fasting. So there's several ways to get to the meal plan. The best way is just to click on one of the meal plans that you want to start with. So it's starting with week 1. And from the top, you can see several things you can do. You could scale the plan up. So let's say you're eating, it's more than you that's going to be eating for the week, these meals. So you just scale up, and the recipes will then automatically scale up according to the serving size. Okay. Then you also have a shopping list. So clicking on the shopping list, you'll be able to see what you need to have in your pantry, in your kitchen or fridge for that week. So these are the spices and herbs it calls for. Of course, a lot of things you might already have. And it even categorizes it into different categories: snacks and nuts category, vegetables, fruits, canned goods, pasta or rice, anything that you need to have for the week. You could even send it to Instacart if you want someone else to do the shopping for you. All right, so it's really convenient. Then we go back here. Another option is to download the recipes. So this will take a while because what you're doing now is downloading all the recipes for the whole week. You could do that, or you can just download one recipe at a time. Either way, when you click on the download, it's going to give you quick instructions. So it's going to say creating a PDF file, right? And you could choose what you want to show up in the recipes. Right? When you create the PDF, it gives you more instructions. It tells you where to find it. This is important to pay attention to. But right here, right, will be your name, and there'll be a orange circle that tells you that your download is ready, right? And then you go to your generated PDF files, and that's where you find your downloads, whatever you printed, whatever you have. So this would be week 1. It really does take a little longer if it's a long file. All right, if it's a lot of information you're trying to get. All right, so going back again. So this is Monday, Tuesdays meals, Wednesdays meals, a whole week of meals for your first week. All right. Now, once you get to the first week, you could just stop right there and just use the app like that. Or if you want to get a little more fancy, there's an option where you can schedule your meals. So you could actually put it on an actual calendar that you can check on anytime. So let's say we're going to start Monday of next week. You click on Monday and you say it's just me eating, and you go, and it takes you to a calendar which shows you all. Yeah, there it is, the message. Now, this is the whole point of it all, right? Stop worrying about what to eat. Everyone asks, what can I eat if I have diabetes? Well, this is a great way to take the guesswork out of it. You could add a meal here with a plus sign. So right here it shows you the plus sign. If you want to add a meal, let's say, that oatmeal wasn't enough for you, right? So you could always add a meal and put in another recipe for the day. As you add meals, your nutritional data will update automatically. This is also important because we want to make sure that to reverse diabetes, that our fat percentage is no more than 15%. That is the ideal fat percentage to get your body sensitive to insulin. And then you have bookmarks. It's just basically a tutorial that we're going through. Just for time's sake, we'll kind of go right into the program. You can look at the tutorial on your own time, but it is worth going through because there's a lot you can do. But again, you could add recipes, or you could just look at the recipe that is for the day. So you click on the first recipe, and here's your overflowing oatmeal, right? It has some cinnamon and some blueberries or raisins, whatever you want to add to it, you can. Whatever you want to take away, you can take away. But what's great is that if you're preparing this meal, the way that it's set up, you're making sure that you're using whole food ingredients. All right. This is nutritional facts, nutritional breakdown. Some of these recipes may be, you see the purple is a fat percentage. They may be 15 to 20%, but the most of them, the vast majority of these are going to be 15 to 10, all right? And averaging out by the end of the week, you'll be at 15% fat percentage. Usually by the end of the day, your whole meals are all keeping you at a healthy fat percentage with complex carbs and balanced with protein. So you get a really complete meal, all right? Now you also have some more options. Let's say I want to edit this recipe. You click on edit. Maybe I went too fast. I want to go back here. So here, we'll just skip the tutorial since I'm doing the tutorial. So we're looking at breakfast of January 8th. I want to edit. I want to add some things. I hit more options. Then I click edit. Okay. And then this is where I edit the meal. I could take away. So I really don't like cinnamon. Just delete the cinnamon, if you don't like it, right? If you want to add something, maybe I want to add, I don't know, grapes. I want to add some grapes in the oatmeal. You just put here in the grapes in amount, about maybe, 10 grapes. So there's always measurements. So you can choose the measurement that fits and then hit save, and the meal will then give you an option to save it for the meal plan only, but also save it also to your library. So if you want to use it later, then save it to your library and you'll have it added to your recipes. Now, what's also nice is anything that you edit or anything you want to add, you actually to a cookbook for later use, you just click on more options and click on create copy in cookbook, right? And now it's going to be in your cookbook, whether or not you edited the meal. If you just want to add any recipe to your cookbook, let's say I want to go to another recipe, I go back to my schedule. All right, I want to make sure I'm in the right week. So there's no recipes this week. We start a meal plan next week. So I click on veggie burger with a twist recipe, and I really like this one. I want to put it in my cookbook. You create a copy for your cookbook, and now you always have access to this recipe, right? Okay, so let's go back to the schedule. So I showed you how to edit, how to add recipes to your cookbook. Now I'll show you what the cookbook actually looks like. All right, so when you click on the cookbook, now any recipe that you've added that you want to use for later, you put in your cookbook. So that's your special collection of recipes that you've tried, tested, edited, and you want to use for later, right? So now it is forever going to be available to you in your cookbook. You don't have to sort through 280 recipes trying to find it again. It's easier to find, okay? So that's important to take note of. We have to go back to the week we're on, okay? Another thing I would like to show you is that you can move recipes around. So if you want to change a day or the time, just grab it. If you want to delete the recipe, just bring it down here and delete it. So there's a lot of editing you can do with your meal plan. Again, you can add recipes if you want to show your cookbook and add recipes from the cookbook. That's your options too. Okay, so and go back to the schedule. So you always want to, if you're using a scheduler, you have to click on schedule and make sure you're on the right week to edit or view your plan for the week. So this is how you manage your plan for the whole week, all right? And here on the bottom, Killer Vegan Chili is here because of another option you have is to put recipes here, and I'll show you how to do that. Actually, I haven't done that in a while, so I might have to play around with that. Let's see. Let's go to library. Okay, so on your library, it takes you back to your main page. This is your main page, okay? So you have your meal plans here, and then you have your recipe collection. You can go to the recipe collection, and you can see all the recipes you have access to through Diabetes 180. I try to add recipes here once in a while, so expect this library to grow with time, but you got everything you need from breakfast, lunch, dinner, beans, based recipes, salads, whole grain based recipes, tofu, chickpeas. Your basic whole food plant-based recipes that will keep you full and satisfied, right? Say I want to try a recipe, I can go ahead and quick schedule it. So if I find a recipe that's not in the meal plan, that's fine. Or the meal plan is over, the 4 weeks is over, I want to create my own schedule. You could always do that. But let's say I want to add this into next week's recipe. I want to add. Lewis didn't give me enough food, so I'm gonna go ahead and load up next week with more food. I schedule it for next week, and I go to my schedule, and here it is on the bottom. So these are the meals with no day selected. All right, I'm not too sure how this Killer Vegan Chili got there. I must have added that sometime. Here's the grain-free risotto. And so now you got, some more options. You can drag these anywhere you want in the day that you want to eat them. So that's how you add more recipes into the already created meal plan. Again, you could always start from scratch. If you wanted to add recipes, you could click on the plus sign. This will give you an option of looking through your cookbook, or you can go click on more options. Let's see. Yeah, this is the meal plan library. These are the recipes that you've edited or viewed, or just actually, I'm sorry, I should take that back. No, this is the meal plan library. Literally, I thought this was something different. This is the meal plan library. So this is the meal plans that have been created for you that you can now view and start adding scheduling to a week. Okay, so you have really two options with this meal plan. You can use what was already created for you, or you can go to your library of recipes and grab recipes from here. So, okay, you can use this already pre-made meal plan and add additional recipes from the collection. Or you can just use a collection and create your own meal plan. I hope that makes sense. Yep, so and just to make sure I've made it clear, if you're gonna add your meal plan, you click on the Diabetes Reversal recipes and you literally just click the boxes of the rest of the meals you want to schedule, right? And that's how you create your own meal plan. Go through it, right? You could even sort it by alphabetical order or time or simplicity. If you're looking here, if you want to, see maybe what's the simplest recipes I can make, then it kind of recategorizes this. The time includes a prep time. So if you have to throw something in a rice cooker or let it soak overnight, that's why I'm not sure why this is saying 4 hours. I think the slow cooker is probably the slowest recipe, but it's simple. So based on simplicity, based on alphabetical order, you could sort through and start selecting recipes to quick schedule, right? And we already showed you how to do that, right? So that's about it. Okay, I hope this really helps for anyone who's taken advantage of this service to maximize their health, whether or not you have diabetes. But of course, these are really curated for those who want to eat a low-fat, whole food, plant-based diet for diabetes reversal, or if you have type 1 diabetes, to maximize their insulin sensitivity. All right. And of course, you know how to reach me, hopefully. But my links will be available through YouTube or Facebook. And you can reach out at Lewis at lewisbertus.com. That's Lewis at lewisbertus.com if you have questions. All right. And as always, beloved, I pray above all things they may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers.